Okay, so this video aims to show you how to use the Retribution class trinket, Libram Vindication. As I've said before, the main problem with this is it doesn't have any passive effect. You rely upon the damage buff you get, which stacks up to 3 times from using Crusader Strike. It's a little bit better than the PTR because the stacks last a bit longer. It's not as much of a problem keeping them up if you've got one primary target. Main problem, of course, being that if you switch targets with your Crusader Strike, you will lose the stacks and they'll start rebuilding. I'm going to do this on Kilrog Deadeye fight. This is a classic case of how we need to do something a little bit special in order to use the class trinket. We don't have a load of adds, so the cleave trinket is not ideal. I did use Discordant Chorus on the first kill. It's alright, it's fine. I am comparing the heroic Discordant Chorus with the normal mode Libram Vindication. I'm not getting a huge difference, but with the heroic mode Libram Vindication, possibly you do. It's mostly a single target fight, of course, but with occasional 2-target cleave. When the ad does appear, we have to switch to that ad, so I can't just stick on the boss and cleave onto the ad because the ad needs to die quickly. So what do? I can't just use Crusader Strike on the new ad because it'll reset my stacks. There are a couple of options for the. Well, there are 3 options. The straightforward option without having to do anything cunning would be every time you use Crusader Strike to switch back to Kilrog and use your Crusader Strike there. Problem with that is 1, that's extra annoyance. 2, if you cock it up even once, you reset your stacks. Goodbye, thank you. So what we're better off doing is something else. Now, we need to use a macro of some description. You could use a mouse over macro. So that would mean that every time you're about to use Crusader Strike, you mouse over Kilrog and use your Crusader Strike on him. You're still keeping the other ad as your primary target. That would work. That's sort of okay. Again, for my money, I think that's easier to cock up. You could just forget, or you not have your cursor over the right health bar or something like that. If you were going to do that, you don't have to create yourself a special mouse over macro. You could easily use a program like Click. I use Click anyway. It allows me to use bops and sacks on people without having to actually click on them. I just hover over them on the unit frames. It allows me to interrupt ads that are near me that I'm not targeting. It's a very good add-on to use anyway. You could just put Crusader Strike onto that. But that's not the macro I'm using. The macro I'm using is a focus macro. You can see I've got Kilrog Deadeye as my focus there. And I have this macro which uses a focus macro. So when I switch to the ad, every time I Crusader Strike, it is Crusader Strike in Kilrog and not the ad. All my other spells are going onto my main target, of course, so I'm still focusing that main target, but I don't lose my stacks. This has its drawbacks as well. They all have their drawbacks. The drawback of this one is if the ad is moved away from Kilrog, I'm going to be out of range. The only way to get around this is every time Crusader Strike is about to come up, move to within range of the boss again and then move back over to the ad. It's still a lot of fanning about. I still don't like the trinket, of course, because of this. It's a lot of hassle, but this at least does allow you to use it. There are some fights, where this will be useful. Kilrog Deadeye is, of course, an obvious example. The other advantage with the focus macro is it allows you to switch that focus. So, for example, on Council, you could initially have that focus on Gertog Blood Boil. I could switch that focus to a different one when he's dead, or in other fights like this, I can switch the focus around. So it's useful for that point as well. Okay, so there we go. That's how we can use our Libram Vindication without having to fanny about too much.
I'm stunning them.
Yeah, all of you get out, like, it's 20% kill the ads.
Bops I'm holding on to.
Bob, me, and
Bob
Zero.
Spellbook and Bob Kirk. Yeah, kill the bloods.
Move to boss, move to boss.
Yeah, it's fine. He should be dead.
Keep your cool.
Well, at least it's over.